connections to the world. Empowering language on humanity. Let's bring the world of learning in one channel. Welcome to Visitors Combinations English TV.
Hello everyone! Again, this is Ma'am Lani, your grade 7 English teacher. I'm glad to meet you all again in our English Learning Hub. And welcome to Week 6 of Quarter 3.
Hello everyone! Nice to see you all. My name is Ma'am Sid, your grade 7 English teacher. Let me ask you, how many times you sat back and kept your mouth shut even if you don't believe something said or done to you? I guess you just choose to be quiet, especially when the adults around you just feeling that you don't have anything to say or any idea about something. But what if one idea that you have in mind can change everything for the better? What if there's a need for you to stand for what you believe in because it will greatly help the persons important to you? Well, you can take a stand and express what you believe in. You heard it right! This lesson will tell you the importance of standing up for what you believe in and how to do it. For this week's lesson, we are going to talk about making a stand in relation to one's responsibilities. For the most essential learning competency, express one's beliefs or convictions based on the material view. For the enabling competency, make a stand on the material view. Day 1. In the previous lesson, you learned how to express and stand for your own values and beliefs. Now, look at the given set of pictures carefully. Give the word that will best describe the set by choosing from the boxed letters. Write your answers on your paper. Look at this illustration. What do you think is the word we can form from the jumbled letters? Okay, grade 7. Just a bit of a challenge. Try to figure out the word now. You can do it. If you're already figured out the word, let's complete the sentence and answer the questions. 1. What makes people blank from one another? Second, how will it affect us? That's right, the word is different. It is true that we are all different, from the distinguished characteristic that we have to the behavioral and cognitive characteristics. We can tell how different we are from others. So, for the second question, how will it affect us? Nevertheless, individual differences is widely recognized, especially in education, because we have to take into account the specific abilities of each student, and we are very aware that different students learn differently. In this lesson, you will read an excerpt of a story on how to stand up for what you believe in despite differences. The author, Carlos Bulusan, used his voice to promote human rights through his writings. Now, take a look at this. Convention on the Rights of the Child, declared by the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund or UNICEF. In today's lesson, you will read about some of the beliefs that Filipinos live by, especially familial milestones, particularly on wedding dates. First, family guidance as children developed. Government should let families and communities guide their children so that as they grow up, they learn to use their rights in the best way. The more children grow, the less guidance they will need. Second, keeping families together. Children should not be separated from their parents parents unless they are not being properly looked after. For example, if a parent hurts or does not take care of a child, children whose parents don't live together should stay in contact with both parents unless this might harm the child. Third, responsibility of parents. Parents are the main people responsible for bringing up a child. When the child does not have any parents, another adult will have this responsibility and they are called as guardian. Parents and guardians should always consider what is best for that child. Government should help them. Where a child has both parents, both of them should be responsible for bringing up the child.
Number 4, health, water, food, environment. Children have the right to the best health care possible, clean water to drink, healthy food, and a clean and safe environment to live in. All adults and children should have information about how to stay safe and healthy. Next is rest, play, culture, arts. Every child has the right to rest, relax, play, and to take part of the cultural and creative activities. As a student, you are already capable of presenting your own views in various platforms, like sharing and liking posts on social media, particularly on Facebook. As a result, it is important that you know how to express your views on social concerns and issues. To express your views more clearly, you can use sentence starter. For example, I believe this because. Next, I think this is. Next, I am not sure about this because. When sharing your views with someone, you can respectfully ask questions to each other to explain your ideas and opinions. To help frame questions, sentence starters can be used. For example, I did not understand what you meant when you said. Can you rephrase or restate that? Another, what I heard you say, I thought. Is that correct? Have you thought of.
And for day 2, under development, read the excerpt from the short story My Father Goes to Court by Carlos Bulosan. Find out how the narrator's father fulfilled his responsibilities to his family. The story that you are about to read tells us about having a simple family. Simple living and simple life is much better. It will also show you that the way to be happy is not always having the material things and money as family. Because at the end of the day, it is about the values we have and the happiness we make. Now, let's read the story.
My Father Goes to Court by Carlos Bulosan. This story was narrated by a 4-year-old kid whose family lived in a small town in Luzon. His father's farm was destroyed by a flood. That was the reason why they preferred to live in a new place. They had a rich man's neighbor, and the rich man's children rarely went outside. Their house was tall, where their family could watch the farmer's kids play outside their house. The rich man's servants were always cooking delicious food like fried chicken, ham, and bacon. The farmer's family would always take a whiff of the heavenly essence of the rich man's foods. The narrator's family always bonds outside in the sun and bats in the river. They always had a good time and had a contagious laugh, and some people joined their bonding, while the rich man only watches them. As days passed on, the rich man's family had a problem. The children became thin. The wife had a cough like the rich man. There was an opposite effect in the narrator's family. They became bright and healthy. One morning, a policeman knocked on the door of the narrator's house. The rich man had a complaint against them because they were accused of stealing the spirit or essence of their food. When the trial came, the narrator's family came first. After a few minutes, the rich man's family came with a lawyer. Their body was so thin and they looked sick. The narrator's father didn't have any lawyer. He fought on his own. The trial starts. The lawyer questions the narrator's father. In the first question, the father didn't agree that they stole the spirit of the wealth and the food. The father agreed in the second question, where he stated that their family hung outside the rich man's house and inhaled the food. He also agreed that when the rich man's family became sick, their family became strong and healthy. The rich man's children went in shyly. They were really thin and looked sick. When it was time for the rich man, the narrator's father was the one who questioned him. The rich man agreed that while their family was having fun, the rich man's family became worse and sad, and they also stole the spirit of their wealth. He also agreed that the farmer's family stole the spirit of their food by hanging outside their windows while their servants cooked the food. The narrator's father committed to pay the rich man. He took the straw hat and collected some centavo and silver coins around the courtroom. When the father was ready, he went to the rich man and shook the hat in front of the rich man. He asked the man if he heard the spirit of money, and the rich man agreed. In that case, the father told the man that he had already paid. After that, the case was dismissed. The judge told the narrator's father the story where his uncle died because of laughing. The judge likes to hear the narrator's family laughing. The kids' sisters started to laugh, and all of the people in the courtroom laughed, and the judge's laugh was the loudest of all.
What do you think of the story? If you want to understand it better, you can read it again one more time or again and again for you to comprehend and appreciate the lesson there. Learning Task 1. After reading the excerpt, answer the following question. This time, get ready to answer the following questions and write them down on your paper to be submitted to your teacher.
1. How is the narrator's family different from the rich man's family? List down at least 3 characteristics. 2. Why did the rich man complain about the narrator's family? 3. How did the narrator's family react to a rich man's complaint? 4. How did the narrator's father pay the rich man? And 5. If you were the narrator's father, would you have done the same thing he did to settle the trial? Explain your answer.
Learning Task 2. Using the pyramid organizer, let us analyze the ending of the story by supplying the needed information. Write your answers on your paper. Grade 7, remember to copy the pyramid on your paper for you to be able to accomplish this task. Look at the pyramid. At the base, there are 3 spaces where you can write 3 events from the story that we read. My father goes to court. That led to its resolution. Remember that resolution is also called the ending of the story. Write down 3 events that led to the ending of the story. At the middle, there you can see 2 spaces
where you are going to write the pros and cons of the story's ending. Pros and cons are also known as the positive and the negative, or advantages or disadvantages. Therefore, you are going to write one negative or disadvantage of the ending. On the same way, you are also going to write one positive or advantage of the ending of the story. At the peak of the pyramid, you're going to give your opinion about the outcome of the story. It means you're going to share your idea about the ending. Good luck!
Day 3. For learning task 3, to explore more about the short stories theme, look at the illustration that follows and answer the questions. Write your answers on your paper. Look at this illustration. What do you think it suggests? Now, answer the following questions and write your answer on your paper. Number 1. What does the illustration suggest? Number 2. How is it related to the story? Number 3. Who among the characters in the story best symbolizes this picture? Why? And number 4, what Filipino belief or value can help address this issue and why? Number 5, as a student, how can you help make a change in this kind of situation? And for learning task 4, on a short bond paper, draw your preferred cover illustration of the story you have read. Then explain in a short paragraph with at least 5 sentences as to why you believe that this best illustrates the whole idea of the story. You may use any medium for your output. Be guided by the criteria below. Here are the criteria. The highest points is 10 and the lowest is 2. For the content, the knowledge of the story. So you should have the knowledge of the story. Then the second is the design. So the color and the layout should be presented. In the presentation, it should be neat and presentable. Next is the message. So the content, the paragraph should be clear. And for the mechanics, spelling and grammar should be observed. And the total points for this activity should be 50 points.
Day 4. The lesson has shown how parents fulfill their responsibilities to their families, particularly to their children, as well as other Filipino values that go along with such responsibilities. Because no family has the same principles, their ideas of responsibilities toward raising children differ from one another. But the bottom line of the story is, there should always be genuine happiness. Because if there is happiness inside your heart and within your family, as you fulfill your responsibilities, no amount of hardship, poverty, judgments, and any other negativities in life could ever bring you down. Learning task 5. Complete the table below. Write your answer on your paper. Which of the two families in the story do you want to belong to? You are going to choose between the rich family and the poor family. You are going to give 5 reasons why did you choose that family. This lesson is taken from English Grade 7 Learners Material, 1st edition 2017, provided by the Department of Education. This is also taken from www.unicef.org on Child Rights Convention. We also have the Pivot for a Learner's Packet or LEAD.
Congratulations! You have successfully go through week 6 of quarter 3. Now, all you have to do is to review your answers and make sure that you did not leave any task unanswered. And And for week 7, please wait for the videos coming up very soon. Just relax and take your time. And lastly, don't forget to hit subscribe and like our videos. You can also share this video so that others can also watch and learn.
Bye!
See you